bolts these on is what we're going to use with those on, I do believe.
So today we're going to
oh my god,
take these standard running boards off of this 2015 F350.
2012.
2012?
Yep, 2012.
And he's got the retractable running boards he's going to put on it. So
okay, yeah, we're going to have...
he didn't get to watch the filthy beast, so we get to work on a filthy.
Yes. It's a bolts on there and bolts on up here.
Basically, we've got to bolt this thing. You get there, and there, and there, and down there. Yep. We bolt the new one on, and then the fun part's running the wires.
Right.
So this ought to be fairly straightforward, except it won't be because that's not how life works. First thing, we're at the back of this. This is sort of the light. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. I might have to get a better look at it. Got a little clip here. We got to figure out how to pull that off. So it's got a button here.
Okay.
That comes undone. Then this comes off somehow. I hate to break it off.
No, don't break them. You can help it.
It's got it doesn't slide back, doesn't slide forward. And on the back side, you can't see it because it's got a darn bracket in the way. Right there. Oh, I can see it. Oh, it does just pull out. It'd be better if we probably want to squeeze that. Right there. We'll squeeze that with some pliers. And then that'll slide right out. Okay, we couldn't get behind it, so we're going to do it from the front.
Can you...
So you just gently work it out. There it goes. And we're probably going to need this from the new one.
Yeah.
So now we'll go ahead and get these.
Yeah, I was the one that turned the in the education wing in the handicap bathrooms.
We'll just pull them all. I'm going to leave the middle ones here so that it won't fall on me. I'll take the ends out. So we'll take those two ends out. We'll leave this one. And then we'll drop that one last. Hold that up on my knee. We'll hold this up in my other hand, so I was going to need both hands. We're going to drop these two, and this thing will just drop right up. Doesn't feel like it's too heavy. And she's off. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 14 volts, something like that. And that's 13, not a half. One thing to note, this first one here at the front had 3 bolts holding it, not 2. Everything else had 2 bolts holding it. Okay, the motor goes to the front. So that one goes on this side. First thing we noticed, this came off a different year. These holes don't line up. So we gotta make them line up. Now, this is just on a sliding track, so we can loosen those. We'll slide them around, get them right. We'll get it bolted up with them loose, and we'll put them in position, and we'll tighten them back down.
This is made in America.
So this is American sizes.
This is America.
So the bolts on the truck are 13. These are American Allens.
Yep, very nice.
So that means this was probably aftermarket, even from the factory.
Oh, this is not factory. This is aftermarket. This is amp. The amp stems.
These are amps?
Okay. Amp stems. Yep.
Yes, sir. I didn't think you need to take them out.
Well, what I'm thinking about doing is mounting these things and then putting this on.
Can we do that?
I'm going to check and find out. So we'll see.
All right. We're all learning together here. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off. See if we can't put the brackets on and then put the rail back on afterwards. So we'll have a look here.
Maybe.
What was it you said? We don't need no stinking instructions?
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
First thing we need to do is we need to open this up because right now it's clamped on there tight.
we got to put power on that. Yep, we're gonna have to put power on that. So here's the wiring harness. Here's the problem. He's got a performance kit on his truck. Might have a conflict here. That has power and ground. I don't know if you can see that. Power, ground, and J1708, looks like. Or J1850. I'm not sure which pins it is. So that's probably checking for RPM. So we just use this wire to off his power port.
Can you grab that one and make sure it's dangling, please?
Extended it.
Hang it over the edge. Get this out of the way.
So we extended it just by going in here with a couple of wires and running the motor.
Right back.
There's a way to move it. It doesn't just lift off.
Well, I tried to lift it and it doesn't want to go, so I'm assuming that it's locked into place somehow or another with the bolts that are in there that slide in this track. I'm just trying to break it loose without breaking it.
Because
it's been on there for quite some time. And we're gonna have to get this. There it goes. There we go. Just a little bit of coercing. And it works just
now
fine.
we can get it to fit whatever holes we need
Yeah,
to fit.
then we can go exactly where we need to go.
Do the same thing on this side. Take these bolts out.
I like it.
Pop this guy off. We'll bolt it up. And we'll put the track on it.
We'll bolt it up and then wire it too.
Yeah. So the next thing is we determined which one of these mounts we're going to use. We're going to use the second one back and the furthest back on this one. So we're transferring the little clip nuts to the holes we're going to use. So we need 4 mounts on those particular mounting points.
Suggest washing the vehicle before you do this.
Yeah, no kidding. This thing's a filthy beast.
Either that or wear a pair of goggles and something for your mouth.
Well, keep your mouth shut and don't be directly under it.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Hey, anytime. You got enough clips? Did you pull what you need?
I've got one out right now.
Okay. When you get a
I
screwdriver.
keep expecting this to be nice and soft, but it's not.
There you go. There's another clip for you.
I gotta smash this thing down. It's way too far apart.
Okay.
I need to put that on the vise.
This one's okay. And they're going to smash down and put the bolt in it anyway.
Is this a different one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I just pulled off. Gravity.
It works every time. Yep. Okay, there you go. One more. Yeah, that screwdriver. Here, let's do this.
No, I'm giving you the screwdriver. I was just pointing out where. I was just pointing out where one was.
Yes, take this one at the bottom here. It'll look much better, but whatever.
Well, it has to hold long enough to get this nut in there. That's good. So now we're going to bolt the brackets up. So these are threaded on the bottom. And since these are pull off, we don't have the bolts, so we got to find some bolts. So our idea of moving the clips will not work. You just need clips on top. So he's got this whole bolt stash. Did you find it?
There it is.
Except they're too long. I know.
Yes, but when you know what the size thread is, and you can go to the store and buy the proper one.
Yes.
I have the right size. Now
Or
all
you
I
can-
can do is find one that's shorter that fits.
Yeah. Maybe you
I
have
need
them.
8 of them.
Maybe you have them, or maybe we can, grind them down and cut them off and stuff. Put nuts on them.
Well, that was one.
We could do that too. Anyway, y'all don't need a 30-minute video of us looking for the right bolts. So
Make it work.
yeah, like you
Without-
said, go to the store and get the right one, or we'll make what we got work. So that's what we're gonna use.
one lock washer, one thing. Yes, the lock washers are too big, but they're going to do work for mine.
It'll be fine.
The thing on there, yeah,
Yeah. You get it tight and it's going to bind up on us.
right.
So see, those go in from the front and thread right into the unit.
Right into the housing.
And we do the same thing in the back. As you can see, the one in the front is the one with the motor. We'll leave these a little bit loose, then we'll put the track on it, and we'll tighten it all up.
Oh, they couldn't make this any but easier, could they?
No.
Yes, they could. A whole lot easier. Oh well, whatever. Oh, you already put the bolt in there?
You did.
Oh, I guess I did, didn't I? All right. Well, then shit, this actually isn't too bad.
No.
I need an extension.
All right.
I don't think I want to. Well, maybe. Hold on. Oh, never mind. I'll get it.
Are those all the same size? Or do you need
No,
this?
they're not. They're just, yeah.
That doesn't sound like it's engaging.
No, it's not. Fucking finger bone. Drive me insane.
So those are 13s. What are they in the back? In the front,
The front are 9/16.
9/16.
That's just because that's what I had.
Well, yeah, but they'll probably be the same size.
That still moves around a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we want. Otherwise, it's going to be
Now-
angular problems.
And with the back one.
And we'll do the back one. And the back one's going to be the same, so we're not filming that. So, lines up with the door. Lines up with the middle of the door. That's where we're going to be stepping, so we tried to get these things underneath the weight of all his fat relatives.
Hold on. What the hell is that washer? Is there a washer somewhere?
Yep.
Like that looked all nice and neat with it.
There you go. With it digging into your paint.
The lock washer just got stuck in the bodywork. I'm like,
That's
that's
it.
not supposed to look like
It's
that.
all nice and neat with it digging into your paint.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is that? Okay.
Don't mind the old man noises.
Shut up.
I make old man noises.
I don't care. I don't know. Just leave me alone. All right, now.
Now we can stick that on there and
I don't want to stick it on yet.
slide the doodads and... Oh, you don't want to stick it on
I
yet?
want to wire it first.
Oh, okay.
I want to wire it because once it's wired, then we stick this on there. We don't have to worry about working around this thing while we're trying to get it wired.
Oh,
up.
yeah, it'd kind of be in the way, wouldn't it?
Yep. Exactly.
I like that.
So do I. That's why I decided to do it that way.
Now,
When I realized it was going to come off, I was like, ah, we're doing it that way.
we'll get the drinker's side. No, this is the drinker's side.
Oh.
We'll get the operator's side and do the same thing. We got to extend the motor,
So bring it over here.
and then we got to,
Oh, it's over there as well.
yeah, got to extend the motor, get these things off of it, bolted up the same place, and then we'll start wiring it in. So the next step, we're going to extend this little bad boy. So I'm going to connect to his power plug on his truck. I'm going to hold it, and he's going to extend it. Old man noises.
Contact.
Good. Oh, wait.
Huh?
Nope, I had it backwards. Closing it. Thing moves so quickly, it's hard to hold on to it.
Yeah. While you're doing that side. Shorts out the truck, I want it to be on you.
Okay. Got it?
That'll be good enough. In there, that's what he was touching to. Which one's which?
Doesn't matter. You
Oh.
reverse polarity, the motor goes the opposite direction.
Got
One
it.
closes, one opens.
Okay. So all the extra bolts that were left over, took the clips off the truck, put them all together, and then go in the junk pile. So here's the harness. You got a short one and a long one. This goes in here, right there. That goes to the battery. The short one goes whoop straight down somewhere. Connects to the one on the right, the drinker side. And then the long one goes over to the sober side. And apparently these go into the cab, the purple wires, because there's a connects to the OBD port. I'm guessing to see if the engine's running. So on this side, we're gonna go down that hole, find it on the bottom, drag it through. And then the other side, you run across the top here. You can also, I've seen them where they run them underneath this, but I don't want to mess with that because it makes a mess when you do that. And then it runs down the other side on behind the brakes. Same thing, down the wheel wells. Just find a path to the bottom. Yeah, so we just pulled it through here. This is the bottom of the wheel well. And we just went straight down from the top. Now if you look at these, the reason we knew the motor was in front is because see the connector for the motor? We got it taped up here. And then the lights. They have models that also have the motor in the back, so you would see on the wiring harness that the motor connector would be all the way at the end. Also, we cheated. We called a friend who had them on his already. So if you look up here, we went right down behind the battery. This is it right here. This is it right here. Right down behind the battery. The other one's going to go across, probably on top of this. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. It's going to go on. Well, these little tabs here got holes in them, so we're going to just use those. We don't want to drill holes in this. As you can see, this is a gutter. So the less holes in that, the better. So it doesn't, drip. So we got it roughed in. Going across there on those little clips, like we said. Now over here, there weren't any little clips. So you could drill a hole right here and it won't affect any drainage. But he had these little body clips, so we're gonna do those that way. And then we tied off to this ground right here, and now we're heading down the wheel well. So looking down there, there is hardly any space underneath. It's maybe, what, a ½ inch between the body and the fender well?
Go through.
Yeah, that's not gonna go through. If it does, it'll barely, and the connector's definitely not gonna go through. So we're gonna do this. So this will probably interfere and pinch the wire here, this piece here. So we're gonna go behind the entire hinge, like so. And there's gobs of space down in there. You can see from the bottom to the top. We're gonna feed that sucker on in there. And it'll just drop on through. And we're just hope the wire's long enough. And if it is, we're in good shape. I think it'll be long enough. Anyhow. So here we're gonna crawl into the truck and you see what we're talking about. See, it just dropped right through. If you look there, there's hardly any space up in that wheel well. Here, get back here. There, see that crack is just tiny, tiny. So we just dropped right down the wheel well. Look how big the space is in the wheel well. You can see all the way to the top, and I just dropped it straight through. Nice. So I came down through the wheel well. I'm gonna zip tie it here. Just don't rub it on anything. there on the emergency brake line. And then we'll bring it back here. Plug it in. The lights go somewhere back here. I don't know where the lights go. We'll figure that out. And then one of these grommets, we'll pick one. Hopefully there's one underneath the door sill, because this door sill's in here somewhere. If there's a grommet in the door sill, we can bring those purple wires up through there. Otherwise, this is probably a good candidate. Yeah, that's a bottom plug. We'll just poke that with a awl. Run the purple wires through there. Next, the door sill comes off. On Fords, they just snap in. Just lift them up very gently, especially if your truck's older, because that plastic gets brittle. Off it comes. And then that grommet's going to be up under the carpet in here somewhere. These look like a good thing, but you know, snaps go through there, so. Gonna lift the carpet up. We'll get to that grommet. So I ended up pulling the corner thing out. It just poof, pulled right out. And there's the grommet. So we'll poke a hole through that, and that will be our entry point for the wire. It'll come right across here, down into this channel, and up. Oh, look at that. Ford left them extra pieces. We got that drilled out. It's going to go right across there and up behind this hinge. Probably put another hole right there to hold it back from the hinge, and that'll be done. Drilling two little holes next to each other, big enough for a zip tie. I could use an awl for this. I could use an awl for this, but we have a drill, so we're going to use a drill for it. Just a little tiny hole. Here's the bottom side. Jam those two wires up in there. Okay, we'll do it one at a time then. That hole may not be big enough. You know what? But it's the wire. I could just jam a screwdriver from the top. That'll make the hole big enough to. Okay, that one went through. So I'm gonna cut that mess off of there, and then the other one will go through. I was having a little trouble with the grommet, so I went ahead and just popped it out and forced the wire through it. And we'll just boop back in. There you go. Now if you are uncomfortable with that right there, you can just put a little silicone in there, it'll be good. Got to looking at this and realized this body mount is perfect. Run it above that, nice and smooth, no sharp edges, rather than trying to run around the front of it. And zip tie it back up in here somewhere. We'll zip tie it along this rail here. And then plug it back in, put the purple wires back through there again. And it'll be a lot cleaner. So there's where the extra slack went. We're gonna just put it in the wheel well, call it good, inside the fender.
So everything's all buttoned up.
So here on the passenger side, same thing, went above this, went along this harness. There's a ground here, had to go above that. We're gonna just zip tie it here and here. That'll be good. And then the lights will just run back further. So you drilled a little hole right there, ran the light through there.
Exact same size as the wire.
Yeah, exact same size of the wire, and you're gonna stick it right to there. And back here, you can run it through a bolt hole. It'll be fine. That way it lines up right with the seat, see? So he's got a performance thing on here. Here's the OBD port we're gonna have to use, so he needs a splitter, which he doesn't have. Purple wires, I'm gonna run them right up this main harness. And then you gotta go over your brake pedal or around it or whatever. You just make sure it doesn't catch. And into the OBD port with this. So there's the negative connection, went right to the battery. Positive connection goes the same place. Right there. And
Oh, I don't know where the dogs are.
that'll do it. Got everything mounted up. Now we're putting the running boards in. Then we're going to tighten up the brackets.
Yep.
And that'll be that.
Okay, what the hell?
Tightening up these Allen bolts is a little bit more difficult than it looks, but we'll get it. So you tilt it back and put it in. This one didn't want to stay in the trough, so I'm standing on it while he's tightening it up. You'll hear it snap when it goes in. So that's last rails on. Tighten all that up, and we should be good.
Alright,
So we found out that you
I need to plug this in.
you plug in the OBD, then you plug in the power, and then you plug it into the brain. All right, we got it done. Now, one thing to note, since we didn't have the instructions, we found out since it's connected to the OBD port over there, this thing's smart enough, it only opens the side that, if you open the passenger door, it opens the passenger door. Here, leave it open. Come around to the driver's side door. This sucker's not down. We thought something was wrong with it, but it turns out this thing is smart enough, it only opens the one for the door side you're opening. You open the passenger door, it does the passenger side. You open the driver's door, it does the driver's side. They do not all operate the same. Here, let me go see if that light even came on.
We got four, too.
No, keep it open. Yeah, the light doesn't even come on over here.
No.
These are totally independent of each other.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it. That's all it is. Now we did find it works better when you plug it in. Plug in the power, and then have the OBD already plugged in. That way everything powers up evenly. It's installed. So one of the things we found was when we first installed it, we had all the connections done, connected to the battery, and it retracted, but since they weren't all the way down and weren't all the way up, the motors got really hot, and we found that unplugging everything and then plugging it back in the way I described, reset everything, and then it was happy. So that was probably our fault for moving those motors around before we installed it.